What's up, Barnhill family, and welcome back to your home for all things combat sports.
Yo.
So, Nick, we got a big rematch coming up this weekend, Adesanya versus Pereira. And Izzy said, look, this is a fight that I have to win. I have to beat Alex Pereira. Forget about the belt. Forget about whether it's in the cage or in a training room with no cameras rolling, or even if it's in the parking lot of the arena. I have to beat this guy up. But the question is, how can he do that?
Yeah, this is far more difficult of a fight than Izzy's ever had himself in, and now his back is up against the wall. If he loses this one, he's never getting another shot at Alex Pereira, at least not in MMA, and he's probably never getting another shot at the title as long as Alex Pereira is the champ. But I feel like this is a very difficult fight to have a game plan for, because what Izzy has to do is control the fight from the outside, which optically is very hard because people look at octagon control as something that sort of dictates where the fight takes place, and who's controlling the center of the octagon is usually winning. But if you're able to control the fight from the outside and score when you need to score, and maybe evade the takedowns and evade the cage when you have to, you can find some success there. It's just a very difficult thing to do. And another thing Izzy's going to have to do is he's going to have to play a long striking game. He's faster than Alex, and he's definitely more technical as far as the striking goes. He just doesn't have near the power, and I don't think he's going to be able to finish Alex. And I think he realized that in their last fight. I mean, he threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he didn't finish him. And after that second or third round, he realized, okay, I'm going to have to go all 25 minutes with him. I just need to be perfect for the remainder of the fight. Unfortunately, Alex Pereira carries some serious knockout power all the way to the very end, and he was able to get his hand raised. So Izzy's got a tough task ahead of him, but if anybody can adapt and overcome, it's probably him.
Yeah, I see this as being a fight that he's going to win by decision if he's going to win at all. So I think he does have to fight that perfect fight. And I think he has to play a nice balance between keeping that kickboxing distance, because that's where he's sharper. He's faster, he's a little bit more accurate, and I think he's a little bit more active. So he can win the fight from a kickboxing range. The problem with that is when you start to fight at range, you tend to back up when the aggressor comes forward, and eventually you end up with your back against the cage, and that's where Alex loves to pin his opponents. He's got a great left hook on one side, and he's got a really sharp high kick on the other. So Izzy's got to be very careful here to not allow himself to get pinned too many times. He's got to really almost come forward and be aggressive, but not overly so, because if he's overly aggressive, he's going to walk right into a hook or to a shot that ends the fight. But if he's not aggressive enough, he's just going to end up against the cage all night, and it doesn't matter if he throws twice the volume that Pereira throws. Pereira's going to find that shot with that power, and he's eventually going to end things. And I expect Alex to come out with a lot more confidence this time around than he came out with the first time. And he was very confident the first time, but this time he's the champion. He's got the Chuck Liddell haircut. He's got the mustache. He's the one posting videos sparring with Chinese heavyweight boxers that are 6'6" and 285 pounds. Alex is definitely feeling himself right now. He feels like he's firing on all cylinders, and so it's going to be important for Izzy to try to zap away at that confidence very early. I think he needs to land some big shots early. I think he needs to make Alex miss early, and then the last thing that I think he needs to do that will be a key to victory if Adesanya is to win this fight is he needs to grapple. He needs to have some grappling success as far as takedowns go like he did the first time. The only difference is he needs to have more success with control once it gets to the ground, because yes, he was able to get Alex down, but he wasn't able to do a lot of damage the first time around. This time he needs to get Alex down. He needs to keep him there. He needs to exhaust him a little bit, and he needs to do some damage. Not only will that win him some rounds, but it'll also take some energy and oomph away from the champion, which is going to be crucial in the later rounds, because if Alex is fresh in the fourth and fifth, he's always dangerous, and I think he'll probably be looking for a knockout in those rounds just like he did last time.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think Alex Pereira is a very dangerous fighter no matter where you have him. But when he's laying on his back, that's probably the safest place his opponent can be. And I think if Izzy can utilize the grappling that he showed us in that last fight, he can have some success at burning some clock down. And I think everybody understands that these two guys aren't the highest level grapplers that the UFC's ever seen, but they definitely do have some skills when it comes to, cage work and mat returns and things like that. So Izzy Adesanya has had the leg up on Alex Pereira in the last fight. And if he's able to just control the situations a little bit longer, he can steal those rounds. And I don't think he's going to zap all the energy out of Alex Pereira, because Alex isn't really going to try to get himself up all that much. I think he's just going to let, sort of the clock run out, and then Izzy make a mistake, which will lead to him finding an opening and getting back to his feet. But I know that if Izzy's able to burn a minute or two off of each round with some grappling, he can start to steal those rounds. And like we said earlier, he's got to fight the perfect fight. He's got to fight for 25 minutes against this guy. He's not going to knock Alex Pereira out. So it's important for him to steal every minute of every round that he possibly can. And I know a lot of the grappling heavy style fighters at 185 were making a lot of fun of their grappling in their last fight, but Izzy was doing some things that MMA grapplers do. And I think that if he's able to get the fight back down there again this time around, he will find a little bit of success down there.
Definitely an uphill battle, but certainly a winnable fight for the former champion, and I can't wait.
Me either.